constantly because I have to read doctor's orders as soon as I get there, either in an electronic chart or a paper chart. And I have to do everything the doctor says in the care of the patient, and that means medications and treatment, plan of care. Also, I have to read what the physical therapist wants us to do or not to do, what the lab results are from every single case, what the x-ray showed, what needs to be done. I have to read the progress notes, which tells what the doctor feels we are progressing and how. I read the other nurses that care for the patient. I read their note, read what they say, so we can see if we are all on the same plan of care. And I read the discharge planning, which is by the it's called Patient Family Services, and they also do, when a patient comes in the hospital, they start planning the discharge immediately. So we all stay on the path, like the pneumonia pathway and the congestive heart failure pathway, and we all stay on the same pathway, and I read what they've written, and we all make sure we're on this continuum of care so that we have this really good outcome for the patient. I read all day long, and it's in their language. You know, there could be a vast difference in the two languages. Doctors try to write in layman's terms, but sometimes they still don't, and so we try to match the person's level of education to the way that we speak to them, and also even their language and their culture. We have so many cultures at the hospital that we try even to respect all those cultures with their post-operative care. Like, some cultures want a warm drink after surgery and believe that aids in healing. So we follow their cultural differences, which we read also. And then the doctor also reads the patient's wishes conversely, because some patients write a desire for natural death, and the doctor has to respect that, and that's really important that we all read that so that we don't resuscitate someone who doesn't wish to hold on to a life that's not a good quality of life. And we also have a power of attorney, you know, in the hospital or in the patient's family, so that the doctor writes what he wants to the person in the family who's the caregiver for the patient. And that's really important too. That it just kind of goes both ways with the reading of the wishes of the patient and with the reading of the doctor, what they know is best. And then another really important thing is medications. The doctor tells you what medicines you need to be on and why, and it's imperative that the patient read that and follow it to the letter, because some things are contraindicated after surgery, and it's just really important that they do that. And my job is to bridge that and to make sure that we're on the same literal page together. And also, the doctor is very straightforward and writes down the plan of care when they leave, and as I said before, it's imperative that they follow that too, and it's all written out on the discharge instructions, and I again help them to understand that. Say, if they're not supposed to be weight bearing on a foot, if you put weight on it, you can have to do the surgery over. If you were told not to get your arm wet and you did, you know, then that can set up a bone infection, and it goes on, so that it's just very critical to follow what he says, and for those two people to really communicate perfectly together so the patient will have the best outcome.